Welcome back to Flow and Tell. I'm Josi Flotron, and today I'd like to go deep into the idea that there is no wrong movement unless I tell myself it's wrong. So, the mind is the part of ourselves that's really good at judging and saying, oh, that's wrong. You should do it differently. And so, when we know that, we can start to be more present with it. Watch my movement here, okay? Now, in this next boom right there, in that moment, I have the choice to have the thought of, I did something wrong and now I have to fix it. Or I can be complete with what's happening in that moment, not go to a place of saying anything was wrong, and instead recognize that the rope and my body are in constant conversation. Whether the rope is completing each rotation easily or not, like right here, there is a constant conversation happening between my body and the rope. My mind is the observer of this conversation, and my mind can make judgments about the conversation. But when I start to understand that my mind telling the body and the rope that something is wrong isn't really helpful when what we're trying to be present for is that continual flow of movement. The continual conversation between the rope and the body is where that continual flow of movement comes from. And the mind having the limited perspective that certain things are wrong isn't helpful in deepening into a place of continual flow, continual movement. So, being aware that no matter how we are moving, we are in conversation with the rope. Being aware that the rope's preference is to continue around and around, continuing each rotation unobstructed. But sometimes there is an interaction with the body that keeps that rotation from happening. That is a moment when we can learn more in the moment of the movement. And it doesn't have to be a conscious thing. We don't have to stop and say, oh, I should have had my knee back a little bit. You can also just let the conversation continue without the mind being as much a part of it, because the true conversation is between the rope and the body through the senses in a way that the mind will never be able to fully inhabit. The mind cannot process the amount of information that the body can process in the same time period. Your body can take you places in conversation with the rope that the mind isn't going to have as easy an ability ever getting to. So, getting to the place where you can let your mind stop stamping your movement with something that says, oh, that's wrong, you didn't do it right, start again, do better. None of that has to be part of the conversation. When I'm here in this movement, in silhouette, the sun has just set, I have the choice in each moment to let my mind make judgments that will interrupt the actual flow, the full conversation that's happening. Or I can, because I've been practicing this for a long time, I can let my mind melt into the movement and let the body and the rope continue to have a conversation that the mind does not get to interfere with. That really is the art of finding that stillness and the place of mental calm. And the only way to get there is to start moving with your rope and have compassion for yourself in every moment, because our mind is so good at looking out for us. It's good at looking at things and being like, oh, that's not right for us. And so that behavior is really easy to carry over into your movement. Oh, I did something that doesn't look like how Josi did it. It must be wrong. I did something where the rope hit my knee. I must be wrong. It's not. It's not wrong unless you make it wrong. It's not wrong unless you make it wrong. I know I'm repeating myself here, but it's really true. And I know it's true and I know it's hard because it took me years to get to a place where I didn't make myself wrong in the moment of my flow. And in the moment when you have something happen where the rope and the body interrupt each other, however that is, in the moment when that happens and you smile internally at yourself, you shake your hands a little bit, you know that the conversation that the rope and your body are having is sometimes going to be one where they bump into each other, but that doesn't mean that anything is wrong. Then you have given yourself a new level of permission to be in your body, to move as you are in that moment without it being wrong. I just went through this whole little stretch here on the screen where I'm doing things that, I mean, maybe 2 years ago I would have said, oh, that's wrong. But I'm practiced enough in this to see that it's my body and the rope having a conversation, that there's a lot of benefit from if my mind can back up and stop judging things it doesn't actually know the full story about. Your body and the rope know more than your mind knows in the moment that you are moving. So start to find ways in the moment that you're moving that you let the mind get quiet and not have to say it's wrong. Because you don't know what's on the other side until you go through a place where you get to not judge something that in the past you have always judged. That is possible. It is possible to have a different response, a different reaction, whichever word works better for you. It is possible for it to be different. And so on the other side of the place where your mind doesn't make your movement wrong is the opportunity to be in your movement in a brand new way. And those are really valuable places to get yourself into. And I just want to share that. And we'll wrap this up now. It's a little bit longer than most of our flow and tells, but this one really just came out in one long gasp here. So I'm going to let it go as it is. Thank you for spending these almost 8 minutes here with me in this examination of movement and how you don't have anything wrong until you say it's wrong.